Guys, I had so much fun reviewing the first Rocky that I couldn't wait to go ahead and review the next one. So without further ado, let's review Rocky 2. And this time, Creed means business. Rocky 2 stars Sylvester Stallone, Carl Weathers, Talia Shire, Burgess Meredith, and is directed by Sylvester Stallone. Guys, I remember when I was young, I didn't see Rocky 2 for quite a few years after I saw the first one. I think the first time I saw it was actually on home video on VHS. And I remember immediately liking this movie, and it feels the most like the first one, I would say, out of all the movies. It's just got the same tone, it's got the same cinematography. Everything about it seems the same. And if you remember, Stallone in Rocky 3, his body, his build was completely different than Rocky 2. Rocky 2 was more similar to his physique in the first movie. And Rocky 2 picks up immediately after the events of Rocky 1. He's in the ambulance, he's going to the hospital, and right away we see that he has had serious damage to his eye. And I really like the scene where he goes to Apollo Creed's room and he asks him, "Did you give me your best?" And Creed says, yes, he did. Because I think Stallone was trying to restate that purpose of the first film, that he just wanted to go the distance with the best of the best, which was Apollo Creed. But because of the serious damage that Rocky has taken on from the events of the first fight, Adrian does not want him to continue his fighting career. And so most of this movie is Rocky trying to find a way to just cope, to support his family, and to not put himself in harm's way by jumping back into the ring. And I like this storyline because it seemed like the most logical storyline. And very quickly, Rocky realizes that the real world is actually tougher than the boxing ring. He doesn't have an education, he doesn't have people skills, so he has trouble getting a job. Also, I really like the transformation of Apollo Creed's character in this movie. He's very different. He is really serious. His pride and his image have been tarnished, and even commentators are stating that he really didn't win the fight, that Rocky actually should have won the fight. So Apollo Creed goes on a mission for redemption. He wants to get Rocky back in the ring, he wants to humiliate him in the process, and he wants the whole world to know that he is the champion of the world. And I thought Creed was much more intimidating in Rocky 2. He even looks bigger in Rocky 2. He trains differently. He is a force to be reckoned with. Now, there are two things about Rocky 2 that I thought it even surpassed the first one, and that is the training montages and the final fight. First, let's talk about the training montages. This movie actually has two phenomenal training montages, and I think they're probably my favorite out of the whole franchise because of the way they are set up. First of all, the scene where Adrian goes into a coma and Rocky has just shut down. He has put off everything. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to work. He just wants Adrian to be safe. And so when she finally comes out of the coma, I'm just getting chill bumps just thinking about it right now. And she says, "There's one thing I want you to do." And she says, "Win." That scene is one of the most iconic scenes in cinema history for me. There are few scenes throughout history that actually give me chill bumps, and that is one of them. When you hear her say "win," you feel like you want to climb a mountain. And so the training montage after that is just so epic. You have the music, the song "Redemption" playing in the background, and you can tell that Rocky is back in it. He means business, and he wants to show his wife that he can do this and he's gonna win. And then also there's the second training montage where he just goes on the Rocky run. Again, it's even better than the first movie. And in this scene, it really brings in the city of Philadelphia. And all the children of Philadelphia, they start chasing Rocky. And it sounds silly, but it's directed so well by Stallone. And when he goes up to the top of those iconic steps and the kids are all around him, the excitement is just insane. So by the time they get to the final fight, the intensity is just at an all-time high. Now let's talk about the final fight. The final fight in Rocky 2 is probably one of the best, maybe second only to Rocky 4. It is just so epic. The music is just so epic. The slow motion cuts, everything about it is just perfect. And what's interesting is that Stallone actually tore his bicep before he started shooting Rocky 2. So the only way he could counter this was he decided to switch up. He decided to be a right-hand fighter in the movie. And most people don't know that the only reason he did that was because of his torn left bicep. So it was kind of a happy accident because it was a big plot point. Another thing that's so great about that fight is Creed. Like I said earlier, Creed means business. He wants to drop him in 3 rounds. This fight really feels like a war. And I love the last round where Creed says, "You're going down." And Rocky says, "No, hell no, I am not going down." And I love that end scene when Rocky wins the fight and he's holding the belt up in the air and he says, "Yo, Adrian, I did it." Every time I see that scene, it just gives me chill bumps. Now, as far as any cons for Rocky 2, I think the only thing I can say is that it does drag for kind of the first hour. But as soon as Adrian says win, this movie just turns into an epic onslaught of your senses. And because of how awesome the third act of Rocky 2 is, what the hell? I'm giving it Trapped on an Island. While I was doing this review, I was actually going to give it purchase worthy, but no, I have chill bumps right now. I feel if I have chill bumps about reviewing a movie, I got to give it Trapped on an Island. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Rocky 2. What did you guys think of Rocky 2? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Humdrum out.